Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about how crash diets and yo-yo diet trends actually affect your metabolism. So I'm assuming you've heard of the phrase slowing down your metabolism, right? But have you ever really stopped to think about what that actually means? The word metabolism refers to all of the chemical processes that happen beneath the surface to keep us alive. So it's not solely related to just your ability to lose and gain weight or body fat, contrary to popular belief. To take this one step further, let's talk about BMR, which is essentially the amount of calories each person needs simply to stay alive and just digest our food. So imagine that all you did today was lay in bed. You would still need a specific amount of food. Think of calories basically as energy for our bodies to simply continue breathing, thinking, and honestly just being alive. So there are formulas to figure out a relatively close range for each person, of course, based on things like age, height, weight, current body composition, amount of activity and expenditure throughout the day, and so on. But for our purposes, let's use the example of a 200-pound man who works out 3 to 4 days a week. He has a desk job, but he goes on walks with his dogs. He runs errands, he does chores around the house. So he's staying mildly active outside of just his training in the gym alone. Let's say he's 10 to 15 pounds overweight and his BMR is or was roughly 1900 calories. So now tack on the activity that he does throughout the day, and let's say he on average expends 27 to 2800 calories per day. However, when he started trying to lose weight, he cut his caloric intake to 15 to 1600 calories per day. So not only is that below his BMR, but it's significantly below his daily expenditure, which we said is 27 to 2800 calories. So what does his body do in an effort to keep him alive is that it starts to slow down or shut down every process that is not vital to his day-to-day existence. And clearly dropping weight and body fat is not vital to keeping us, alive, right? To make matters worse, because your body doesn't realize that there is food in the fridge or at the grocery store and that you're dieting because you want to lose weight for summer, it starts to hoard the calories that it is getting as a survival mechanism. So now not only are you not losing weight, you might actually start gaining weight slowly. And the more that you continue to cut your intake, the slower your metabolic rate actually gets, and the more degradation you get within all of these processes that require energy from your food in order to function properly. Like we mentioned, you start to feel low on energy, your sleep quality starts breaking down. Now you're having all these issues sleeping, you feel like you're in a brain fog and focusing on something becomes really, really tough. Your sex drive may suffer. You may start feeling like you're getting softer and actually losing muscle tissue as your body starts breaking down muscle to convert to glycogen and use for energy, since there isn't enough coming in. So that's pretty common as well. It's a domino effect, trust me. What you thought seems intuitive, working out more, eating less, it's what everyone does and everyone says you should be doing. It's actually now backfiring and you feel and look worse than when you started. Not to mention, because your BMR is significantly lower now, you can't even metabolize the amount of food and calories that you did prior to dieting. Does this sound right? Have you tried it before? Most of us have. So that's what happens when you're in a chronic state of dieting and severely under eating. That's where you hit that wall or plateau that makes you feel like there's no point to doing this anymore, right? And at least before you started your diet, you were happier eating whatever you wanted. Now you're miserable, you're exhausted, and you're not losing any more weight on the scale. So what's the point, right? If that sounds familiar, I would suggest maybe reassessing your strategy at this point. Losing weight and body fat and actually keeping it off can be done much more successfully by actually, big drum roll, I know this sounds crazy, but by eating more and eating more of the right foods, which can mean different things for different people. I hope this gave you guys some insight into exactly how crash dieting can actually affect your metabolism and your metabolic rate, and how it directly affects your ability to lose weight or be able to just keep the weight off. There's no such thing as a detox cleanse or a tea that will help burn the fat off, trust me. Shortcuts will only give you short-term results, and quite often at the expense of long-term consequences. So think about that next time you want to try losing weight. 1 to 2 pounds a week, done correctly, will go a lot further than 20 to 30 pounds in the month, with the potential to gain it all back 5 to 6 months later. So as always, this is just another way that you can work smarter and not harder. So I hope you guys found this informative, and if you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to message me directly.